Hi there. Hope you're all doing very well tonight, today, depending on where you're watching from. We're gonna do another. We are going to do another leg of our new tour, which is called. Oh Lord. I'm gonna restart. Hello there, good people of the world. We are going to do another night of flying along the Pacific Edge. That is the new tour from lightsimsafaris.com. I have announced this on the flightsimulator.com forums and on our website and Discord and such. I do not expect many people to follow this for now because I have created a new website, new accounts for this and so forth. So I'm gonna have to build up the community again. It wasn't that big before, but I intend to grow it as good as I can. So, yesterday I had the great pleasure and honor of being accompanied by Skinflints, who was flying another turboprop engined flight stuff thing, and we were flying from PADQ, from Unalaska, basically to Perryville, and today we're going to start from Perryville and do a couple of waypoints, Kodiak Island and Kenai National Refuge, Wildlife Refuge, and we'll see how far we can go. We're probably going to end at, I'm not sure, what's it called? Ted Stevens Anchorage. We might go as far as Anchorage today. Let's see. So first order of the day will be to select the right airport for our takeoff. Perryville, which is Papa Alpha Papa Echo, and we will start from not from the runway, but let's say from a nice parking position here at the back of the let's go to Ram 0, parking spot 0, and we have the Kodiak 100 Tundra tires, cargo pod. We're not going to have anybody sitting in there, it's just a nice little tour. And let's go ahead and enter the plane. As usual, I will be using say intentions along during the flight. I think it's fun to use, although it's buggy. It's got its quirks and it's not perfect at all, and I think that it's going to be good to have some competition. For example, like, I don't know, like Beyond ADC, which are working on a similar solution as well when it comes to VFR. Let's reset the view. There we go. Since we don't, with this plane, which was originally designed for Flight Simulator 2020, this particular plane doesn't have any external things that we can do, so we're going to jump right in. And you know, This is gonna be fun. Let's deactivate the yokes. We don't need them anyway here. I have my own yoke. As you can see, I'm already moving it and the ailerons are moving. You can see the shadows. That's very nice. So let's go ahead and start this thing up. Dude. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Generators on. No, we don't usually. That we can turn them on, but the original way of doing this would not be turning on the generators at first. So we can see all the values of the engine. We can fuel shut-off valve and activate the fuel flow here. We're good to go. All levers are down at 0. Starter up, and see that the NG value is stabilizing at about 20, and then we can start to introduce our fuel to low idle. There we go, and wait until the values stabilize again. The entity is peaking out at under 600, which is a result of the fact that the engine hasn't been operated today and the outset temperatures are pretty cold. As you can see, we have -1 degree Celsius. So now that the thing is on and running, we can turn off the starter and turn off the ignition and set the auxiliary fuel pump on standby. We could also turn on the windshield heater because it's pretty cold outside. We're going to turn on the taxi light. I mean, this is not the perfect, I'm not doing it perfectly, but let's put on the strobe, and we don't need the landing light for now. Okay. Next step, let's just go ahead and talk to ATIS actually and see what the weather says. We're at Perryville, and let's go ahead and listen in.
At 7. Visibility 9er. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature -1.
Excellent, by the way.
Dew point -12. Altimeter 2971. Density altitude -1600 feet. Perryville Airport, automated weather observation. 1856 Zulu. Wind 330 at 7.
Okay, so this is pretty nice. We have clear skies today. That's awesome because we can view the awesome landscape of Alaska. I very much like to do that. So we have got altimeter setting.
TED weather observation.
That down.
1856 Zulu.
2971.
Wind 330.
2901. 71. Sorry. We're going to use the automatic adjustment. There we go. Okay, so let's announce our taxi. This airport does not have, oh, there's a big one. This airport does not have any towers, so we can just go ahead and on the advisory frequency announce our taxi. Perryville traffic, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is taxiing to runway 02. We can put the prop full forward. Oh no. Oh no. We've got shit going on. This thing is messing up. This is the same problem that I have all the time. The Logitech yoke just fucks things up. I don't know what's going on, but it is behaving erratically and I can't do anything about it. I don't know why. It's not working properly. It starts to hit all kinds of buttons and then everything is dead, basically. I truly, desperately hate this. I'm gonna have to buy another system and make sure that Logitech gets as much attention on this crap as possible. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do, because there is no way in hell I can start this thing up after doing this, the ITT value will explode literally if I try to start the engine up again. You know what? And I think I'm not sure which lever it is which actually causes this, but I don't know. It's one of those two. I've never had the problem with the throttle. I only had it with the prop and with the fuel levers. Sweet mother of God. Okay, let's change the settings. I'm gonna try and flight control surfaces. No. Bar management. There we go. That's the prop. That's the throttle, and that's the mixture axis. We're gonna just remove this. Go back, save and go back. And restart the free flight from PAPE. Perryville. Not how I intended this to actually start, but there we go. Yes, I'm ready to fly. Set the view. Start this thing up real quick. Dip. Pitot on. There we go. Put this thing on. Put the levers, all of them down. Here we go. Now we can go ahead and hit the starter.
Pause system test. Okay.
And then we're going to introduce our fuel manually. Not with a lever, but with a mouse. That sucks. But for now, I don't have any other way to do this. So there's low idle. It's coming in nicely. Peaks out at about 570. There we go. Then we can turn off the starter and the ignition and put the auxiliary fuel pump on standby. I hope this shit works now. Then I am going to increase the prop full forward. No hiccups so far. Let's see if the control surfaces are working. We can see the ailerons working. Yep, they do. Take a look outside. Let's see if the elevator does what it's meant to do. Yes, it is. Okay. So, are we good to go? Let's do that again. Let's switch to the, let's adjust the barometer setting. There we go. And then let's let's talk to CTEF. Perryville traffic, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is taxiing to runway 02. Release the parking brake. See if the brakes are working. Yes, they are. You best go away. The NPCs are, I don't know, they behave pretty silly sometimes. At least the rudders are working somehow. No traffic visible. We have about 10 knots wind coming from the north. So runway 02 is a better choice. Oh, there's one adjustment that I wanted to make, which is the rudder trim. I'm not sure where I put it, but I want it. Where is it? Radio control surfaces, the secondary control trimming surfaces. So where did I put the rudder trim? Left. That might be this one. Yep, it is. Right. That's good. I have the Logitech yoke, as bad as it is. It does have some proper it does have switches that are helpful, and one of those are the rocker switches for trim for the elevator pitch, for the pitch trim, and for the rudder trim, so we can use those two pretty nicely. I should be looking forward. Let's go ahead and turn around and put the flaps to 20 degrees and announce our departure. Perryville traffic, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta is taking off runway 02, departing to the north. Perryville. Brakes are working fully, correctly. Yes, they are. And off we go. And we're in the air. Let's make a left-hand turn. We're already above 85 knots, so we can raise the flaps slowly. And make sure we plan quickly, because we're going to have some hills in front of us, which we need to fly over. Let's raise the flaps even further. And we can go ahead and configure the autopilot. Usually you would do this on the ground, but I'm just a bit lazy today. Let's put it on, oh man. Let's put it on about 8,000 feet or something like that.
Archer 295 Romeo Foxtrot exiting runway 12.
With a climb rate of about, hello, of let's say 1,500 feet per minute. And we're going to follow the heading value. We reset the heading to our current heading, and we've got yaw damper and autopilot, and off we go. So let's take a quick look at the checklist. We did all of that. Flaps are up. 110 knots. We're good. Landing lights, we didn't activate those anyway. So we're going to climb to 8,000 feet, which means we should be using 2,000 RPM. We could use it 2,000 RPM with torques of about 1220. I love the Kodiak. It's just awesome. I said that so many times before, but it's true. It's an awesome plane, really. So let's reduce the climb rate a little bit so we can stay with a climb rate of with a climb speed of 110. Because with that kind of speed, you're going to get the best climbing performance. Depending on what kind of cargo you have and the wind conditions and so forth, but generally I like to use 110 knots as my climb speed, so that's never too bad. Let us adjust our heading. Now, I will show you real quick where we are and where we're going today. So, we are currently, as you can see, flying to the north, and we're going to follow this track here, and then to Port Hayden, and then make a 146 nautical miles flight over to Aklock, and well, let's see how far we can go actually today. Maybe we'll end at Kodiak, but we'll see about that. Kodiak has ATIS, which is good because if we're gonna land there, it actually has ILS, which is pretty cool. Maybe we're gonna do this. I'm not an IFR geek. I have almost no experience in this. I mostly do VFR, but we're gonna try at Kodiak. I'm gonna try if it works. So we're at 6,000 feet right now. Got a little bit of movement in the air. I did turn on pitot, right? Yes, both of them, and the windshield. And we could go ahead and activate. The cabin temperature is 24 degrees. That's pretty warm. In my opinion, we could put stuff in and reduce it to 21 degrees. There we go. The outside temperature is... There's one thing about the Kodiak that is really, they have a lot of attention to detail actually. One of this attention to detail is the fact that you can, if you open the storm window, that wasn't a good idea, obviously. I didn't expect that. Okay. What happened to my settings? I did put it to 8,000 feet, I think. I'm not sure if this is what it's supposed to do, but anyway. So what is happening basically? If you open up the window or the doors, if you're on the ground, you can actually influence the cabin temperature. So if you have, I have a setting of, I wanted to have it 21 degrees. Go on. Put all of this on. Wow. If you open the windows, it's going to affect the temperature, the cabin temperature, which I think is very cool. So what is happening here? Is the autopilot broken? Did I break it? What's the deal here? Activate the yaw damper heading. The heading. We want to go to a heading of about, let's see, 5 degrees, something like that, maybe a little more. The altitude of 8,000 feet. We can turn off the yokes and we can reduce the RPM to 2,000 and also reduce the torques to the value of about what, 1,200 something. There we go. That should be it. Cruise 8,000, 1220. There we go. Flaps up. Okay, so port hider is not that far away, just like 50 miles or so. And there's something else that I wanted to tell you. Let me think. I was watching a video from
456 Delta Charlie, left downwind, landing 18.
From the Clumsy Gamer. There's another YouTube channel. He's doing great work also on flight simulators, and he had showed me a trick about actually increasing the performance of the simulator a bit, because this system here is completely, as I told you in the last video, this system here is completely separate from the Garmin stuff. So you can actually, because this is a sim and it's not really a big deal if you turn this off, but it will increase your frames per second significantly if you turn this system off. And you can do that by hitting, I think, I'm not sure which one it was, but you can pull, which one was it? The standby attitude indicator. There we go, and it's off. And that, I didn't measure it, but it kind of increases your frames per second, like, I don't know, 10 frames per second or something, just because this is actually eating up performance and we don't really need it, so it makes sense to turn it off. And we can turn it off again once the Garmin system fails. So advisory, say there is no advisory. Yeah, so, you know, we're on our way again. On the left-hand side, you can see lots of snow and a bit of, I don't know if you can call these glaciers already. And on the right-hand side, you can see a lot of snow and glaciers as well, and it's beautiful. One of the things that I like very much about the Flight Simulator 2024 is its ability to believably present the seasons. You get like ice and snow and summertime and stuff like that. It's awesome. It really is. Yesterday I ordered I actually ordered a new graphics card because I'm fed up a little bit by this slow 2060, and I ordered a 7800, a discounted 7800 XT from Gigabyte, and now that the new AMD cards are out, you can get discounts for the old cards. I don't really need that much power, so much power from the new cards, but I do like the fact that the 7800 has like 16 gigabytes of VRAM. That should help in the future. That's good enough for me. I don't need ray tracing, so my choice was naturally AMD in this particular case. I don't know about the driver situation. I haven't been following this,
Mooney 456 Delta Charlie.
but I guess it's gonna be good enough for me. I hope. Yo. So the Alaska Peninsula National Wildlife Refuge legal. There is the we're gonna fly over this actually. The Aniakchak National Monument, and there is a lava flow, a field of lava flow. It's actually, of course, it's not an actual flow, but it's a lava field which has frozen over, and it's probably, I'm not sure if it's going to be visible, but because we have so much snow, but maybe we'll see. And Port Hayden actually has 2 runways. Seems to be does have automated weather observation. It does not have ATIS. It does not have a tower as far as I can see. And it only has 3 parking spots in Flight Simulator. But you've got a choice of 2 runways, which is nice, depending on your on the wind situation. We're flying about 150 knots ground speed. I had to adjust the barometer again because after the crash, you know, what we could do is, I think there are developer options where you can show some, where we could show some assistances. No, I don't need any of that. Controls, accessibility, no. General. Advanced options. Developer mode, there we go. Okay, save and go back. Now what I want to do is open up, there might be some options to actually show the frames per second. I would be interested in that. Display FPS, there we go. So right now we're playing with about 30 FPS, right? Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't really help because I have a setting which automatically adjusts the FPS to a minimum of 30, which means that it's going to reduce the visual quality.
Mooney 456 Delta Charlie, turning final landing, runway 18, full stop.
Maybe we should be turning this off as well. Frame rate limit. Utilizing dynamic settings. Nope. There we go. Okay, so we're at about 30. I hope this is working. We're at, is that tearing? Graphics, main thread, no, that's all milliseconds. I want the frame rate. Where can I see the actual frame rate? Where is it? You know what? We're gonna go ahead and insert the that here. Oh, that was a dip in FPS actually. Now I'm gonna look at the FPS setting. We're at 30. Let's get rid of this, and then we're gonna pull number 3 here. And the FPS goes up to about 40, then it readjusts. But as you can see, we've got an instant FPS boost just by deactivating this. That's actually awesome. Okay. So, let's go ahead and deactivate dev mode. I don't want to have this thing up here. Advanced options, turn it off. So there we go. We've got cloud cover coming up. But we are above the clouds right now. I think we're gonna stay there. I love to fly above the clouds. We're not gonna be able to see a whole lot. I'm sorry. But if I take a look at tools, where are I need a theme. The open topo map, which kind of shows me how high I need to fly. safely before I crash into the before I'm gonna crash into the select altitude limitations.
Mooney 456 Delta Charlie, clear of 18.
Off-route altitude on the map. No. Where the heck is the setting? I can't find it for the life of me. Where is the setting where I can see the elevation? For crying out loud. Why does it not show? Got all options activated actually, but weird. Well, I'm gonna have to look it up another time. But there is a setting for a little nav map where you can actually go ahead and show the minimum safe altitude that you need to fly at on a certain route. And that makes total sense, because otherwise, especially in IFR conditions, you're going to crash into a mountain if you don't know how high you need to fly. But we also have a setting here in the GPS, in the Garmin system, which helps you basically get an idea. This is a map that actually shows you, you're flying over terrain, and it shows you if there are portions of the landscape that are rising towards your altitude or even higher than that. So you can see there's a legend that shows red areas. We cannot see any of that right now because we're so high, but there are going to be red and green and yellow areas that are going to be indicated here on the map, so you need to take care that you don't fly to these red areas, because there's a high chance that you're going to crash into the area. And here we have, this is also a way to figure out the altitude of the area you're flying over. So currently we're safe.
This is Mooney 620 Lima Papa, currently holding short runway 22, ready for immediate departure.
Cessna 15 Tango Papa.
We could go ahead and talk
Can you hold short for a moment?
to anchor at center and announce our presence. Anchor at center, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, with you about 10 nautical miles south of Scotty Island airstrip with information. Juliet, hello there. How are you doing?
Kodiak, November, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, Anchorage Center, state your request.
Anchorage Center, I request flight following Kodiak, Mike Alpha, correction, Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta.
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, Squawk 6222, and ident.
6222 and ident, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta. There we go.
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, radar contact. 9er northwest of Scotty's Island airstrip at 8,000 feet. Heading 004, Port Hayden, altimeter 29.62.
Altimeter 29.62, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta. So we can slowly turn around to the right and follow a heading of 78 degrees. That is going to lead us to Kodiak Island, slowly but steadily. 78 degrees, there we go. You know what, it's pretty boring up here above the clouds. I mean, it's beautiful, but, and all that, but we're gonna descend. We're gonna descend and fly manually just for kicks. And into the clouds. That's something that you wouldn't normally do under VFR conditions, but we don't have a choice. We could wiggle our way around these clouds, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to crash into the mountains.
United 938, maintain Max 80.
That
Maintaining Mach
his last
80,
race
United
before he crashed
938.
into the mountains. I want to see more of the landscape.
Piper
here.
49 Bravo at 2,000 feet.
Piper 49 Bravo, good morning.
Let's go ahead and increase the torques to about 1200. So we can see more of what's going on down here. That's nicer. Fly heading, I just want to fly, I just want to level off. I like to use the autopilot just for flying in a straight line. We don't want the altitude setting, so go ahead and level off, please. It's nice. Look at this. We're gonna have to fly over these mountains, so I'm gonna do this manually.
Kodiak, Delta Foxtrot Delta, I need to amend your flight. Can you tell me your destination?
Anchorage Center, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. My destination will be Kodiak.
Kodiak, Delta Foxtrot Delta, Kodiak noted as your destination.
Let's wiggle our way through these clouds and get out of the way. We've got a bit of icing on the windshield. I did already? No, I did not.
United 487, turn right heading 270. Turning right to 270, United 487.
And the pitot heat is on.
Anchorage Center, 1600 Kilo. We're on the ground at Fort
I hope. No, on.
Our
There we go.
IFR Cold Bay.
8 Romeo Kilo, I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Alaska is quite beautiful, really. There's not a whole lot that you can see during winter time if you have lots of cloud cover, but look at these beautiful lakes down there. That is just awesome. And these seem to be lava fields because the kind of, it looks like the ground's been streaming in some direction, and that's typical for lava fields, I would say. You know what we could do would be following the valleys down here, even go lower, because looking at the map, there are nice valleys that you can fly through. head to the shoreline and fly over to Kodiak Island. It is so beautiful. And it's also beautiful that we can actually do something like this and fly over real terrain, or close enough that you could accept it as real terrain. So we're now, let's go even lower, because this is where the valley, there's a valley here that begins right in front of us, and then we can turn around and fly to the right down here. There is another valley situation, and we can just follow this until we get to the sea.
Delta 1562, expedite descent to flight level 240, traffic ahead. Expedite descent to flight level 240, Delta 1562.
There is a bit of turbulence down here, but nothing to be worried about. I can literally imagine grizzly bears down there in the woods. There are probably none, but you never know, you know. So now we're gonna make a slow right hand turn and fly into the other valley down here. We've got 70 knots of wind coming from the north. What's happening? Oh, look at that. It's doing this shit again. What in God's name is happening? This is
Kodiak
so
Delta Foxtrot
utterly
Delta, say again your
annoying.
request.
I don't know. I seriously don't know what is wrong. But it has got something to do with the yoke. No, that's the wrong valley. For some reason, at some point, it starts to go crazy and hitting all kinds of buttons and switches and basically destroying my plane. I don't know. That's all Logitech's fault, this piece of crap hardware. Well, at some point,
American 880 descend via the star transition to approach at 134.9er.
I'm probably
Descending
looking
via the star, switching to 134.9er, American 880.
at a honeycomb alpha, along with the throttle quadrant, because this shit here is just not working. Look at this beautiful landscape. It's powdered with snow, but not entirely. Visibility is still pretty good. Go down and dirty. Here and make our way to the sea. Yeah, Betty is bitching as she is supposed to. Awesome. It's a little bit dangerous actually doing what I'm doing here. It is something that I probably wouldn't do in real life because of the possibility of break winds and downdrafts that you get from the slopes here, from the mountains. But it's in a simulator you can do this, and it is pretty cool.
American 467, maintain 250 knots. Maintaining 250 knots, American 467.
So now we can go ahead and turn left and follow the shoreline here, maybe cross the mountains. Or fly around these mountains, that would be okay as well. got 20 knots coming from the north, pure crosswind, which means, as you can see on the PFD, there is our nose is pointing in this direction, but we're actually flying towards this point, so we're kind of crawling sideways a little bit because of strong crosswind coming from this side. Look at these awesome mountains, dude. I don't know if this is not something that you like. I'm not sure what in the world is gonna make you happy. So we've got an updraft here once we entered the area with land. There's quite a lot of movement in the air, but that is to be expected in this kind of altitude, for these kind of mountains, and in this
American 467, maintain 250 knots.
this season.
Maintaining 250 knots. American 467.
I'm gonna activate the autopilot for now, and let's just fly it straight ahead. The Kodiak actually has, as you can see here on the right hand side, it actually has a radar pod which enables it to sort of analyze the weather situation ahead. For example, to see if you have some kind of rainfall or thunderstorms or something like that. Unfortunately, right now this doesn't work in FS 2024, I think, but well, as I said, I'm still desperately waiting for the new version of the Kodiak for this simulator, so maybe it's gonna work again then. Let's see about the age of the engine, actually. I didn't mistreat her too much. We've got 26 hours so far, which basically means that there wasn't a whole lot that I did wrong. If the actual flight hours, as you can see, the block time is just about 6 hours right now. but the flight time is some kind of special calculation where the sim is recording not only the flight time but also the time, the actual age of the aircraft, of the components. If you mistreat the engine, for example, if you go into the red line with torque or RPM or do stuff that the engine doesn't like, then it's going to rapidly age, and at some point in the future, when the value for the flight time, for the calculated flight time is very high, you're gonna experience problems. So the engine might lose power or even shut down altogether, and this is not very convenient actually. So it makes sense to treat the engine right, because the system, that even in the simulator here, is going to recognize if you make mistakes all the time. It doesn't really like that at all. And that's actually, I find that very appealing, because I desperately,
Hawaiian 104, climb and
I
maintain flight
really
level
do
410.
like it if
Climbing to flight level 410, Hawaiian 104.
I really do like it if things are realistic. So let's go ahead and turn to the east slowly but steadily, because we're going to follow the track that'll lead us to Lock, and after that the next waypoint would be Kodiak. So we're going to stay at this altitude because it's nice just to be able to view the landscape from down below. Yaggity yak. I need a browser. Hello there. What's with all this stupid viewer spam? Are people actually believing that they're gonna be able to cheat their way to being rich and famous by hiring some stupid spammer and his fake viewers? I don't get it. There's supposed to be an island down here somewhere. Look at the GPS. There's a little bit of a land patch here, but it's right below us. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that little beauty down here. I would want to live there. Let's go to the external view and take a look at it. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Awesome.
FedEx 389, heavy descend and maintain 12000.
Descending to 12000 FedEx 389 heavy.
I need a shortcut for external views and cockpit views. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Controls, accessibility, blah 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 controls. There we go. Keyboard. And is there a camera system? There it is. Motion control, camera mode switches. Oh, okay. How about this? Yes. Because I was used to this when I was younger. Older simulators. There we go. We're going to stay below the cloud cover for now. There might be some people who are asking themselves why I am not using the accelerated time or something, because there's one simple reason. I feel that would be like cheating, and I want to do this entire tour. I mean, for me this is the actual flying and viewing stuff and experiencing also the amount of time that you need to get from point A to point B. This is part of the journey, so I'm not going to use timing. I'm not going to use acceleration. I want to do this in real time, the entire 10,000 miles. It's going to take a while, of course, but I think it is going to make me happy. Of course, I don't have any life vests with me right now because we're flying over open water, and you know.
Diamond 34 Alpha Bravo, traffic 10 o'clock, 4 miles level at 90500.
You should
Looking for traffic, Diamond 34 Alpha Bravo.
Life vests if you're flying over the ocean or large bodies of water. Seems to me that we're gonna fly into some rain up ahead. This might be pretty wet up ahead here. It might actually be a good idea to raise our altitude a little bit to 2,000 feet. Let's go ahead and do some climbing up. Increase the RPMs to 2200 and increase the torques to climb. That doesn't look pretty. It seems like we're going to be able to fly through a little bit of a corridor here. We could even expedite our climb a little to 1500 and find our way through this cloud maze.
Southwest 912, proceed direct to the Blanc intersection. Direct to Blanc intersection, Southwest 912.
The clouds are building up quite nicely to a very high altitude. They're probably going to peak out about, I don't know, 12 to 15,000 feet, something like that. We'll listen in to ATIS of Kodiak. Let's make sure that we get the latest information about the weather at our destination. So, standby frequency 134.45 134. Decimal 450. Okay.
5,000 feet. Temperature 4. Dew point 3. Altimeter 2942. Density altitude -700 feet. Arriving and departing runways 26, 29er, 19er advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango. Kodiak Airport, information Tango. 2036 Zulu. Wind 09er 5 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 700 feet. Solid overcast at 5,000 feet. Temperature 4. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29er 42. Density altitude -700 feet. Arriving and departing runways 26, 29er, 19er advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango. Kodiak Airport, information Tango. 20360 Zulu. Wind 095 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 700 feet. Solid over.
Look at that, we're gonna fly through this nice little hole here. Let's turn left a little bit. So what we can do is actually put in Kodiak as our destination for today, which it's Papa Alpha Delta Quebec, Papa Alpha Delta Quebec.
November 556, Bravo, Quebec, squawk 7654, identify.
Squawking 7654, November 556, Bravo, Quebec.
You know what? We're gonna use an ILS approach. Why not? Maybe. Let's see about it once we talk to Kodiak approach. Oh, look at this. These clouds are like, I don't know, thick. Might be a little bumpy flying through there. Actually not too bad. Let's see when we're gonna exit this massive cloud. We can reduce the RPM to 2000 again. And reduce the torques to like 1200 something as usual. That was a huge ball of clouds. Not too shabby really. Look at that. Holy Lord. So the only ILS, the only active ILS runway would be 26 as far as I can see, so we're going
JetBlue 617 cross time and at or above
choose that
10,000.
just for kicks.
Crossing team on at or above 10,000, JetBlue 617.
At Kodiak. Let's see. Procedures, select approach. 26. Y and Z. What's the difference here? I don't really know. Does it matter? Let's just pick Y. Vectors, yes, please. Minimum 500, maybe something like that. No, actually, what is the elevation? I seriously can't see. There has got to be information about that, but the elevation is 33 foot. So I would say, I don't know. Let's go to 100 feet, something like that. Activate. Hey, GPS guidance is for monitoring only. Load approach, yes, go ahead. So, let's see. What is Joseph? That might be somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's Jackset. Where is Jozra? There we go. Jozra. Enter. And activate navigation. Or maybe approach? I'm not sure. Approach mode? Deactivate heading. We might want to do this. I have to admit I'm really not familiar with this kind of approach, but we'll find out. I mean, this is this is a good
Bonanza 762, Alpha Bravo, maintain VFR below 7,000. Maintaining VFR below 7,000, Bonanza 762, Alpha Bravo.
we'll see how it goes. I have no idea, no clue. We're pointing in a rather weird direction right now, according to little nav map. So how about you go ahead and apply the proper heading. Anchorage Center. Oh.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta Anchorage Center, go ahead.
Anchorage Center Delta Foxtrot Delta is requesting ILS approach for Kodiak runway 26.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, expect the ILS approach for runway 26 at Kodiak.
Let's see how it goes. The weather is not favorable here. I don't like it. It is raining, as you can see.
Cirrus 555, Sierra Mike traffic alert, 1-2 o'clock, 4 miles opposite direction. Traffic in sight, Cirrus 555, Sierra Mike.
Let's listen to ATIS again.
Inner, 19er advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information uniform. Kodiak Airport, information uniform. 2053 Zulu. Wind 09er 5 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 600 feet. Solid overcast at 5500 feet. Temperature 4. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29er 42. Density altitude -700 feet. Arriving and departing runways 26, 29er, 19er advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Okay, let's talk to the Kodiak Tower. Kodiak Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is about 10 miles northwest of Aklock. Requesting ILS approach runway 26.
Kodiak, November Delta Foxtrot, Delta Kodiak Tower cleared for RNAV approach, runway 26.
Oh, look at this. Look at this awesome cloud. This is that's awesome. I don't know even how to describe it. This is pretty sick. With rainbows even. Look at this freaking rainbow stuff here. I would like to not have all of the instruments. External camera. I don't want any. That's the cockpit camera. But I do not want to have instruments on external view. Hood off. There we go. This might do the trick. Yep.
Citation 433 Mike Whiskey taxi to holding point runway 13 via taxiway Alpha. Taxiing to holding point runway 13 via Alpha citation 433 Mike Whiskey.
Awesome. So he wants us to do the RNAV approach, not ILS. Procedures. Select a different approach. We're going to use RNAV. Enter vectors. Enter, activate. This thing doing? This is wrong. What are you doing, plane? Why is it choosing Matui? That doesn't make no sense. know what? I think we're gonna switch the approach there. Something is wrong here. Or I am just a silly noob who doesn't know shit about any of this. Yeah, go ahead. Fly directly to Jezra. C9, there we go. Something doesn't compute.
Warrior 271 Bravo, Charlie enter right base, runway 27. Right base, runway 27 for Warrior Tree, 71 Bravo, Charlie.
Look at these beautiful clouds. They look a bit unreal actually, but I don't care. It looks awesome and quite dramatic. I like that. So we're gonna fly into this wall of clouds here. I mean, the actual the start of the I'm sorry, the start of the approach is still 70 miles away, so we still have time. Fluffy little cloud, just like what was his name? This odd painter guy. Fluffy little clouds. Fluffy little clouds. I don't remember his name. What a shame. I'm getting old. Ross something. Bob Ross. Bob Ross, that was his name. In case you haven't heard of him, because you're too young, Bob Ross was he was kind of a social media star before social media even existed. This guy, he was painting pictures and trying to educate people on being able to replicate his techniques. He was painting all kinds of different, mostly landscape stuff, I think. I haven't seen all episodes of him, but this guy was awesome. He had this huge, he wasn't a black guy, an African American, but he still had this, he had a Caucasian appearance, but he did have this huge afro. So if you go ahead and take a look at YouTube and look for a guy called Bob Ross, you're gonna find a lot of videos about his painting endeavors. And one of the things that he would say quite often when he was painting landscapes, oh, look at these clouds here. The cloud formations are awesome. So one of the things that he did when he was painting landscapes, he always added fluffy little clouds, and he pronounced it in just a little fluffy little
Skylane
cloud
422 Alpha Mike cleared for
He's just-
takeoff, runway 33, fly
He
straight
was
out.
the most relaxed
Cleared for
guy on the
takeoff, runway
planet.
33, flying straight out,
He
Skylane
seemed
422
like
Alpha
that.
Mike.
And I enjoyed watching his videos because his techniques in painting actually were pretty astonishing. I mean, it wasn't difficult or complex in any way, but what you could do with very little effort to create to create details in a picture that would really look awesome. I learned some stuff from his videos. Sometimes I paint myself. I've created large paintings, small paintings, and I fondly remember his lessons. At least we have our artificial horizon here, down here. We can see what the actual landscape looks like. We're at 8,000 still. There are hills down here, as you can see. They're rising to above 2,000 to 3,000 feet. So this is not any kind of danger to us, but we're gonna keep track of what's going on. Update the barometer, the altimeter setting. We have got 6 knots of wind actually coming from the south right now. Oh, look at that. It opens up such a nice view of these massive walls of clouds. That just looks awesome. I like to do screenshots of these kinds of scenes. Desktop, there we go.
Bonanza 64 Fox Alpha 2, cleared for takeoff, runway 30 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff, runway 30 Bonanza 64 Fox Alpha 2.
This looks almost unreal. Like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Look at that. We can actually see something from the landscape. Not a whole lot, but we can see something at least. We're flying with a ground speed of 160 knots right now. So we're a little bit quicker than anticipated in the original flight plan. Made a couple of shortcuts as well. Oh, look at that. We can look down.
Bonanza 64 Foxtrot Alpha 2, hold short of runway 27, awaiting further instructions.
There's another.
Holding short of runway 27, Bonanza 64 Foxtrot Alpha 2.
There's another rainbow.
Ziggy Air N 123 RJ Kodiak, tower contact ground on 121.9er for your departure clearance.
Okay, sorry, but I asked for that information. You gave me 119.8. Alright, so we'll go contact tower for that.
Ziggy Air 23 RJ, contact departure on 125.1.
And another rainbow. Full of clouds and rainbows today. About 35 miles to go, dude.
Skyhawk 542 Alpha X-ray expedite, climb to 2,000 feet traffic on departure. Climbing to 2,000, expediting Skyhawk 542 Alpha X-ray. Frequency change approved, Twin Otter 6 Echo Mike.
Oh, look at that. These Highlandish looking snow covered area. This is pretty. I like that. And it's raining again. Beechcraft 9001 Bravo, taxi to runway 24 via taxiway Alpha. Taxiing to runway 24 via taxiway Alpha, Beechcraft 9001 Bravo. Cessna 668, frequency change approved. Good evening. Cessna 668, welcome to Kodiak. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Thank you. Contact ground on 121.9er. November 2863, roger.
Okay, I think we can slowly but steadily start to descend a little. We're gonna go to a altitude of 1,200 feet, something like that, and then we'll plan on doing a descent. Let's say 600 feet per minute. I'm gonna reduce the speed here. Maybe even a little quicker.
Attention all aircraft, Victor now current altimeter 2942.
So I can start to zoom in on the map and see where we're at. Let's zoom out here. Oh, the radar is working. That is awesome. I didn't think it would. So that was a range problem? Look at that. Cool. Awesome. Well, now you know. Yesterday I thought that the radar system was not working due to 2024, something like that. But obviously it seems to work. But I think that's the radar system that's inside that is, you know, the radar dome here. That's actually working. Awesome, people. Awesome. I didn't think that. I didn't expect that. All right.
Beechcraft 9001 Bravo, maintain current heading traffic at your 12 o'clock.
Maintaining current heading Beechcraft 9001 Bravo.
Savage Norton passenger.
Contact departure, Baron 45 X-ray Sierra. Departure, this is Baron 45 X-ray Sierra, checking in.
Baron 5 X-ray Sierra, say again.
So let's go back to our procedures. There we are. Activate vectors to final. I don't know what the approach thing does. Maybe it's gonna help. Advisory. Look down here. This is the airport, and we're gonna land on this runway here. This is 26. Well, we're soon going to enter. We're soon going to be at the waypoint Jezra, or what it's called, Josra. But the visibility is not too bad, so we can actually do a VFR approach. Or at least, you know, kind of simulate IFR approach, but fly visually.
Diamond Tree 71 Bravo Charlie, make a tree 60 degree turn to the right for spacing. Making a tree 60 degree right turn, Diamond Tree 71 Bravo Charlie.
Beach 668, contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground on 121.9er, November 2668. Thank you, Tower. Have a good night.
So we can start to reduce our speed a little bit. Something is not right here because the airplane does not fly the altitude that I assigned to it. I'm gonna turn off the autopilot before stuff happens at a... Oh man. That wasn't supposed to happen. What the hell? I know there's something called vertical navigation, basically. I'm not sure. Jack said this is all bullshit. is happening? Well, I'm gonna do manual approach. I don't know what's going on here. I need to learn how to operate this properly. That is all wrong. That is all wrong. So we're gonna do it manually. Look at that.
Diamond November Tree 71 Bravo Charlie, cleared for takeoff runway 14.
We're lined up.
Cleared for takeoff runway 14, Diamond November Tree 71 Bravo Charlie.
We can reduce our speed.
Requesting IFR clearance to Homer, Alaska, bearing 45 X-ray Sierra.
Kodiak Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is entering final runway 26 to land.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, Windscom, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Lower the flaps. We're at 10. Let's lower them even further. We've got a little bit of crosswind, but not too much, like 5 knots coming from the north. So coming from the right side. Go.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, welcome to Kodiak. Contact ground on 121.9er.
The bug with the activated my parking brake. Freaking out loud. The bug from this damn Logitech stuff. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a nice parking spot. Oops.
Beechcraft 9001 Bravo, cleared for takeoff, runway 30.
Oh,
Cleared for takeoff, runway 30, Beechcraft 9001 Bravo.
Stingray November
this-
239 Alpha. Zulu Kodiak Tower, then proceed east.
This doesn't lead us anywhere. Okay,
Copy.
we're going to contact
Receive.
ground on...
Runway 239 Alpha Zulu is ready for takeoff.
Contacting ground on 121.9er, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Let's just stop here for a minute. Kodiak ground, Delta Foxtrot Delta left the runway. Request directions to general parking.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, taxi to general parking via Alpha Bravo 1, Charlie.
General parking via Alpha Bravo 1 Charlie Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, let's go ahead. In here. This looks like some general parking spot, general aviation parking area. Let's see, it's pretty crowded here. If we can find a spot for our little Kodiak. Dude, there are so many planes here. Even helicopters. What is going on? Let's go here. Alrighty, so that was that. We did a couple of miles today. Let's turn this thing off. Turn all of this off, 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 off. Cut off fuel. Off. So there we are. Let's open the doors. So now we are at Kodiak Airport.
Cherokee Tree 15 X-ray Papa, hold short of taxiway Bravo, waiting for clearance to enter the ramp.
And
Holding short of taxiway Bravo, Cherokee Tree 15 X-ray Papa.
Jet 959 Alpha Romeo.
that was it for today.
Below 1,500 feet on departure. Departure frequency on
as I said, we did a couple of miles.
4135.
And, we're on our way.
Vision Jet 9 Alpha Romeo. Read that correct.
Falklands in a couple of weeks.
Kodiak ground, Cessna 50 Romeo Kilo at the ramp.
Thanks for watching if you did.
Information Kilo.
And I hope you have fun doing flight simulation. See you very soon.